Okay, I'm working on this 2007 GMC Acadia. I'm going to be replacing this plastic brace up here that's broken. Now this video will also apply if you need to remove your headlights, your bumper, or whatever you're needing to do here. But I'm going to show you how I do it. There could be other ways that may be different, maybe easier, but this is how I'm going to go about it. So we're going to go ahead, I'm going to show you this piece I'm replacing. We're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so this is the plastic brace, and this kind of like sits in there. You know, it's not easy to access without getting the headlights and everything out. But this is the piece that's back in there that's broken on mine, and I'm going to be going in and replacing this, but I am going to be having to remove the headlights and the bumper and everything. So this may apply to you if you're needing to tackle the headlights or something like that, or get your bumper off for whatever reason. Okay, so right now I'm just jacking the vehicle up on both sides here just to show you where I'm on this frame, and I'm just putting some blocks here on this part. And what we're going to do, we'll get the wheels off. We're going to go ahead and put another jack stand for safety up under here as well. I'll show you where we're at. So like I said, we're just on this part right here, and we're just jacking it up by the subframe. So we're going to go ahead, work on getting our wheels off this point. Okay, on my lugs, a 7/8 is working the best. Yours may be different, but these are all a little bit kind of messed up, and a 7/8 fits it the best without getting stuck. You know, 22mm could work. I'm using the impact, so I haven't broken these loose at all. But you know, if you're not using the impact, you'd have to break them loose before lifting it. So we're going to go ahead and get both wheels off. Okay, with the wheels off on both sides, we can get in here and get access to this panel and easily remove this and get this out of our way. We've got Phillips screws that run around here. We've got a 10mm nut, and then we should have some more of these Phillips over here if there's not some of them missing. And so we're going to go ahead and work on that, and we're just going to take these inner flaps completely out. There will be some push pins as well. You need to pop these up, and you may in fact break some of them in the process, but you got to pop these little pins up and take those out. And there's a few of them that are like back behind this spring here. So I like to use a little pick tool to kind of pull them up, or a flat screwdriver or whatever. So we're going to go ahead and work on removing both of these. Okay, so we got those out of there, and it comes apart in like two halves there. That little wire running through your ABS has to unclip as well. But now we can actually get back here and get to everything on the bumper. So we're just going to get these off on both sides, and we'll bag all these up so we're not losing them. Okay, with these inner fender well plastic pieces out, we can go ahead and get in here to our fog lamps if you have these, and just push down there firmly and remove that. We'll do this on both sides. Now we've got some 7mm here that we're going to be removing that are right back in here. Now these two up here, we just need to loosen them up just a little bit. But this one right here, we need to take it completely out because it comes through this part right here. So we're going to go ahead and completely remove this first one, and we're just going to loosen those other two up, and you'll see that it will just slide out here. Let me go ahead and get this one. And these, we're just going to loosen them up just a little bit. Just makes it a little easier to to pull the little snaps back. See, that's good enough. So we should be able to remove that. This will pop out, and then we can just pull that piece out of there like so. So like I said, this trim piece just has a couple of snaps. Just pop those out, and you can see how that just comes loose. So on yours, you may have some screws or something under here, but this piece has long since either been ripped off or removed, so you may have a couple of screws or some little clips down there. But anyway, we're going to come over to this side, and we're just going to do the same thing. We'll disconnect this fog lamp, and we'll get the screws here, and then we'll have the sides here freed up, and then we'll move on from there. Okay, so we got the hood up. Now we're going to come up here. You should have a push pin located up here. We're going to pop this completely out. We've got 7mm, got one here, and well, it may be a Phillips, but these have been replaced. There should be some type of screw anyways. Phillips and a push pin here. That one's missing, and then we've got some Phillips here. It's not, I mean, there could be different screws they use, but you're going to have some screws anyway along through here. So we're going to go ahead and remove all these, and we're going to take this little push pin completely out here next. Okay, all the screws are out. Screws on the side, these are loose, and we don't have any on the bottom. So now we're just going to go ahead and start working this off of here. It's completely loose, so we're going to have to get a hand on it so it doesn't just fall down here. But you can just work one side out at a time, or ever how you want to do it, just carefully. You can see that's all that's holding that. So now we can start to see this piece. I said right now I just had it kind of temporarily put together, but it's not very structurally solid, so I want to go ahead and replace this. But as you can see, as you come in here, the bolts are down here on the bottom. We've got a couple up on the top. Now to pull this out of here, you're going to hit on these headlights. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and remove the headlights next. And we've got several 10mm. We've got a couple located up here. We've got one right under here. We've got one down here on the bottom. And I believe there is another one, but that may be it. Just thinking there was one more, but I think that's all we got there. So we're going to go ahead and take those out. And then we'll have one connector back in behind the light once we get it loose. Okay, I was wrong here. This piece actually has to come out before the headlight, because there is another bolt back in there. I thought there was, but you can't really get to it. It's down. It's over here, another one of the long bolts. But so the headlights don't actually have to come out to get this piece. I was wrong on that. But I'm going to go ahead and show you how that headlight comes out anyways. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to take these 10mm here. We've got two down here on the bottom on each side. And I've got these loosened up. And then we're going to go ahead and take these two up here that are on each side. And then I'll show you. So this will slip out of here. So this one's broken, but you can, it'll slip in and out, no problem. It kind of like wants to hang up right here on this piece, but it will come out without having to remove that. So just slide it out of there. We'll be able to get to that bolt. So I'm going to go ahead and take this completely out. Okay, and right here you got a connector. You pull up on that tab, That's your temperature sensor, so make sure to disconnect that. Okay, so here's the last bolt on this headlight, but you really do need that piece out of the way first. And I'll show you how this comes out of here. So there's that long bolt, and we'll have the headlight completely loose, and we're just going to pull it straight forward. And then if we come back in here, we're going to have one connector on the bottom. You just push that down. Well, it's not supposed to slide off there, but you push down right there on that. I'm going to have to use both hands to separate. It looks like it's stuck. Okay, so there's that connector. Nothing to it. And then you can go ahead and remove the whole headlight. Okay, and just to show you why I got this out of here, if you notice, there's you got a hole right here, and this is how you adjust this headlight. And it tells you whether to go up or down. You turn that screw right there. You use a Phillips or probably an 8mm, and that's how you're going to adjust your beams on there. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this headlight back on there now. Just wanted to show you how that come off while I was at it. Okay, so we got a replacement piece here. See, those just fell right apart. I took it loose, and we're going to reconnect our little sensor. See, this one has one on it already, but we should be able just to slide this straight back in here, just like that. And we'll make sure that it's lining up with our holes there, and we'll just get those started. But that will help hold this bumper a lot more stable. So all we got to do is get our bolts back in there, and then we can just put our bumper and stuff back on, no problem. Okay, so I'm just getting these bolts back in here. And we'll go down here to this lower one right down here. And we'll just do that on both sides. We'll go ahead and snug these down a little bit. Okay, so now we're ready to go ahead and set the bumper back on here, and we'll hook up our fog lights there as we're placing that bumper on. Okay, the first thing I set in this side is I set the bumper on, and I get this 7mm started right here through this first hole, and then we'll fasten those other ones down nice and tight. We'll kind of push it in here as we're doing this, and then we just got to get our little clips and little screws started up here to get that into place. Nothing to it. Okay, so we got all the screws back in here and the snaps. So we got that secured. We got the 7s here, free fasten. Just gonna snap this fog lamp back into place here. Okay. So the only thing we got left is just to get our inner fender well and get our wheels back on here. Okay, so we got the wheel back on, the lugs. We're going to go ahead and lower the vehicle, and we'll go ahead and torque these down to about 100 foot-pounds. Okay, so we got the wheels torqued down, so that's going to do it on replacing this brace up here and removing the bumper. Hope you found it helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. As always, I invite you to subscribe, and thanks for watching.